Welcome back into Game Fanatics to our continuing Let's Play of Caribbean Legend. Apparently my computer rebooted itself last night, so I'm a bit frazzled, as not everything is how I left it on my computer. Give me a moment, I just woke up. We are going to start off today, as we normally do now, going over comments left on the channel from yesterday. And let's see here. Alright, so regarding the mini quests, I was right about going to the tavern in Belize, but wrong asking the information from the bartender. To get the mini quests, I can either get from drinking with random guests in the tavern and asking them about news, or apparently I can also ask anyone on the street about the rumors as well, and they might give me the information about said mini quest. So we're going to have to keep that in mind when I go to the set of islands in the future. I might not prioritize it while I'm doing the treasure hunting. We might save it for stream to work on the mini quests as well. We'll see. Depends on how well I can remember. And then the unbelievable luck proc I got when I was in the jungle in Belize. Apparently that was a proc from my hat, which made it so that I didn't spend ammo and I could instantly fire again. Didn't know. But yeah, now you know. And I think that was it for information covered since yesterday. I believe so. The other thing is that I was wrong again about the armaments. I can have a maximum of 20 cannons of 16 pounders. So I've already maxed out on the cannons. I'm going to hold on to the ones I bought. We'll throw them in the storage. And then if I get a ship that can use 20 pounders in the future, we'll throw it on there. I can't think of a reason to turn around and resell them back and just eat the cost for now. So we'll leave that be. Now, I can't remember if I had already got another treasure map. Oh, the other thing I was told to do was check out the Secrets of St. Pierre again. Oh, and Claude's quest for Foreman of the Order. It is somewhere on Port Royal. I don't know exactly where. We'll have to look around the island. We were just given the clue that is somewhere on Port Royal is the person we're looking for. So we gotta go check all the houses there. So we'll do that later. Alright, Secrets of St. Pierre. Let's reread this. My friend, I had to leave St. Pierre in a hurry. I can no longer be part of a game where there's no place for honor, and a brother's life is treated like currency. As long as there are those in the order who have sold their conscience, I refuse to serve its cause. Michael was arrested, Pietro was killed. He knew the risks, and before his final mission, he left everything he had. I wanted to hand it over to you in person, but I couldn't. I've hidden several notes for you to collect. As well, they contain clues. Collect them, they'll lead to where everything will be revealed. You might judge me for leaving, but I had no choice. I'll stay true to my brothers and to the Lord until my last breath, but not to those who broke their oath for greed. And I will never risk Alicia's safety. It was worth losing everything to find the love of my life at the edge of the world. I was not supposed to carry out the same mission as Pietro, but when I got home, or I was supposed to carry out the same mission, but when I got home, they were waiting for me. 3 of them, mercenaries. We clashed, and I was lucky to make it out alive. Before drawing their weapons, the mercenaries gave me a greeting from Lavassier. After Pietro's death and Michael's arrest, he must have guessed someone was hunting him, but he couldn't have known who they'd send to take his head. Only the highest-ranking officers and the commander knew the name. Traitors within the Brotherhood. I gotta admit, man, if this information's supposed to tell me something about a specific character, I think I've mentioned this before, I suck with names. It could take me a while to get used to a character's name, even if I see it multiple times. I have the same problem with work. I couldn't tell you what my boss's name is. When it was all over and I stepped outside, Beligny was waiting. His smirk said it all. He was one who pointed the mercenaries to my house. No pious words of his will ever convince me otherwise. You know the truth about the conspiracy. You know about the mine on St. Martin. About the hunt for Heinrich. First, Michael was thrown into a dungeon without trial. You know who gave the order. Then Pietro was killed. Now it's my turn. The lives of our brothers are nothing more than bargaining chips to these people. A way to cling to power and fix their own problems. The best of us are being killed or imprisoned. Thanks to a certain someone, the Order will soon become a gang of mercenaries no better than Rodenberg's thugs. Soon I'll send a letter to the Grand Master. I'm sure he'll investigate and make the only right decision. I'm taking Alicia and heading to Port Royal. May the Lord watch over you, and if our paths ever cross, I hope you'll still call me a friend. So, the only connection I'm making is that this saying I'm taking Alicia and heading to Port Royal. I'm guessing that the person who wrote these notes is the same person that we are now hunting for Claude. From the Order, former Knight of the Order of Malta, whose name is unknown to us. Since we got the clue that they are on Port Royal, I'm guessing it's the same person. He owes Lavassier a favor and fears that failing to fulfill it could cost him his life. Lavassier. Before drawing their weapons, the mercenaries gave me a greeting from Lavassier. Okay. Was Claude with those mercenaries then? But he got away, so I don't know. I don't know. I can see connections there, but I don't understand it. If that's supposed to be telling me he was one of them, or what. Sorry, but my memory is not great right now.
Stop on by. Best products in the colony.
Hey, hurry up with your business. I want to talk to her. Alright. So we don't currently have a treasure map. Let's go to the tavern and see if we can find one. No. Child on Absterville. Not on the list. So what I'll do is, as we're looking for another treasure map, I'll check the islands on the list of mini quests, and we'll go from there. Gotta let this pirate catch up to me. Let me check our health. Yeah, we're pretty well off. I'll have to buy some more planks, but otherwise we should be good for a fight. Let's do it.
I see a pennant.
Oh, that's right, we have no back cannons. I'm just too far away to hit this guy. They don't seem to be wanting to come any closer to me. Yeah, I need to get them at a different angle. Thank you. Don't run now. Let's try and pull them back towards me. Come on, buddy. I'm closer again. He's hanging out at the angle that I'm slow at approaching, which is really annoying. So I want to pull him to where he's not at that angle anymore. Like, sailing up to him is going to take forever if he does this. Come on, get closer to me. I want to take you on. Guess I'll have to keep just shooting at their sails while I'm trying to get closer. There we go. We're both going slow as hell. Alright, this side surrender. Alright, so they also had a snow. Okay. You can take their crew. Move Captain. I can't remember if taking captive pirate captains is worth anything. I remember that taking captive of enemy captains, the only honorable thing is to bring them to their own colonies and sell them off to the governor of their colonies, I believe it was. If somebody could reiterate that, that would be helpful. I want to make sure I'm understanding the whole captains of pirates or other ones. If I recall correctly, captive pirate captains are not very helpful. But I'll take this one captive for now. Let me know. We'll figure it out. I'll take the pirates as slaves. Oh, yeah, 8 slaves. Nice. Mm-hmm. All right. Get the ship silk. I got some slaves. Call it there. New perk point. Nice. Oh, I'm at 3 points. Oh, we didn't get this perk. Let's get that. I can't wait to get that last perk point for Purser. I think I need to get this one first, though, for myself. I know my actual Purser has it, but I would like that. Okay, so while I have 2 ships in my fleet, I want to see how it works where I can trade between stuff. So how am I supposed to trade on this menu for between ships? This allows me to discard, but it's not allowing me to trade between my 2 vessels from this menu. So people are telling me that I can trade in this menu. How do I do it? I want to understand it. I don't see how, but you're telling me it's possible. If I double click on an item, it allows me to discard, aka throw overboard. I don't know how I'm supposed to, do an exchange between my 2 ships from here. Nope. Another pirate's coming at me. We'll juke them, though. So, like, here, there's no trade option. Now, you tell me I can trade from here, but how? Ah, okay. So I have to click on the ship in order to switch to exchange mode between ships. Interesting. Okay. So I found how to bring it up, but that is not intuitive at all. I would have never guessed that if I wasn't looking for a way to do this from that menu. So it's cool that it has it, but holy crap, is that not something I would have thought of. Alright, we took all that stuff. They've got some clothes on them. Interesting. I don't know why I'm transferring some more stuff. I could just... Well, I know why. I was grabbing the planks and sailcloth, and I just grabbed the clothes. But I don't need to grab anything else. We're going to sell it straight from at the shop. What I came here for was to get my crew back. Alright. So even on land, if I click on here, I can switch to exchange mode between the ships. Okay. I get it now, guys. I still think it's, without, like, being told that I could do it, I was never gonna guess that was, how you do that.
Fun, refreshing beverages, and cozy.
Every time I'm losing an argument, my handgun starts talking.
One moment. $6,000, Claude. I need to hurry up and make him permanent so that way I don't have to keep paying him. Alright, any treasure map? No. Anybody I can drink with?
So, whose street is it today?
Alright, new entry in the logbook. Heard the news, it's a bloody outrage. Not a drop of rum or wine left in the tavern. How is a body to find relief in this blasted heat? The innkeeper's been feeding us empty promises for a week that the drink will flow again, but there's been nothing, as we expected to parch our throats until Judgment Day. What the hell am I drinking then? Alright. Trade by law. The citizens of Basse-Terre are grumbling about the shortage of alcohol in the tavern. The innkeeper keeps promising to resolve the issue, but nothing has changed so far. It seems he's in real trouble, and where there's trouble, there's a chance to earn some coin. Let's go talk to the tavern keeper about it.
Succulent food, refreshing beverages, and cozy bed.
Beg your pardon, Monsieur, but today I cannot offer a single drop of spirits. What? What sort of tavern cannot even spare a drop of rum? Did I miss some grand celebration that drained your stores? Oh, Monsieur, it's even worse than that. My supplier from Antigua lost his distillery. Pirates raided it. Everything burned to the ground. Now he says we shouldn't expect any rum or wine for at least 2 months. Then find a new supplier. You're not going to just sit around waiting for 2 months, are you? Finding a reliable supplier is not easy. I tried dealing with small traders, but they're unreliable. Sometimes the goods arrive, sometimes they don't. With a large supplier, everything runs like clockwork, stable deliveries, and high quality. Well, if normal suppliers are a problem, maybe you should look for someone in the shadows. They rarely let you down, and the goods are always in stock. You understand, Monsieur, this tavern is under public scrutiny. I don't want any trouble with the authorities. If someone with a solid reputation brought the goods, I'd not only buy a batch, but gladly turn a blind eye to where it came from. After all, when the situation is this dire, who cares about such trivialities? The main thing is to avoid suspicion, but in the long term, I'll only deal with serious and honest merchants. I understand, well maybe I'll stop by again later. Any problem can be solved with a clever approach. The innkeeper told me his supplier from Antigua lost his distillery in a pirate raid and won't be able to deliver anything for at least 2 months. He's willing to accept any batch of wine or rum, as long as the trader has a good reputation. No paperwork required this time, but in the future he'll only deal with honest and reliable merchants. Perhaps I should try sourcing the goods through unofficial channels. If I handle this carefully, there's profits to be made. Unofficial channels, huh?
Shush. Keep it down, pal.
Obviously, we're gonna go with the smugglers for that. Listen, friend, I need a shipment of wine and rum. The more, the sooner. That rascal behind the counter sent you, didn't he? Doesn't matter, can you get it? Or should I look for someone else? I can get anything you want, savvy. As long as the pay is right. But that blasted governor has cracked down hard. We don't touch liquor anymore. Too clanky, you can hear it a mile off, profits are peanuts, and the risk of dancing at the end of the rope is sky high. So no offense. You say you can get anything. I can, I just don't want to. There's this guy, lives right next to the governor's mansion, can you believe it? What a fool. What am I saying? Oh right. He quietly sells booze under the table, right under the governor's powdered wig. Haha. Ask him, maybe he'll give you a lead. His volumes are small, kiddie stuff really, but it's something. Alright, so there's somebody who lives right next to the governor's mansion. We need to talk to. Smugglers have no alcohol to offer at the moment, however there's a dealer living right near the governor's residence who's been quietly trading small amounts of spirits. It might be worth paying him a visit. Maybe this house? Aha. Welcome to my humble abode. I am Christian Deluxe. At your service, what brings you to my doorstep? The name's Captain Charles Demure. I seek to acquire a sizable quantity of spirits. I trust my meaning is clear. What? Who would spread such falsehoods? A grievous misunderstanding, I assure you. I deal not in spirits of any kind. Well, it appears I found precisely whom I seek. Oh heavens, no. What accusations you make. Trading spirits? Me? I merely, that is to say... Very well. I do possess certain libations, but all perfectly lawful. I simply procure refreshments for private citizens, for festivities and modest social assemblies. Why such trembling, good man? I come not as your jailer, but as your benefactor. Your fortunes may rise, and my purse grow heavier by a few doubloons in the bargain. Me? Nervous? Preposterous. What cause have I for nerves? I'm a man of spotless character. My dwelling stands in the very shadow of the governor's residence. I break no laws whatsoever, upon my honor. So you're not involved in spirits trade. A terrible shame indeed. I came bearing an opportunity for substantial profit, the kind of doubloons a modest clandestine merchant could scarcely imagine. But since you're not my man, I'll trouble you no further and be on my way. Unless... hold on a minute, monsieur. Forgive me. My wits scatter like gulls in a storm. I've quite forgotten your distinguished name, Captain Charles Demure. Monsieur Demure. Truth be told, I may know the whereabouts of the individual you seek. I can relate to this person your generous proposition. Relay? Surely you jest. do you truly believe affairs of this delicate nature should pass through unnecessary hands? You speak true, but heaven help me. The die is cast, yes, I am indeed your man. Now we understand one each other. The tavern faces a dire shortage of spirits, and I believe we both stand to gain handsomely from this predicament. Captain, I am well acquainted with the innkeeper's woes. Folk have been beating a path to my door, and it frightens me to continue my modest trade. Too many eyes watching now. I had hoped that perhaps you, well, a person of your standing might. Why not approach the innkeeper yourself with your wares? He'd sooner embrace a leper than do business with me. That pompous fool holds nothing but contempt for humble merchants of my station. Indeed, his reputation precedes him. He may scorn your offering directly, but presented through me, that's quite another matter. You offer yourself as the go-between? I find that arrangement quite agreeable. We've recently acquired a shipment of remarkable size, never managed such a quantity before. We've kept my cellars stocked for half a year at least, but by the grace of God Almighty, we narrowly escaped discovery. Still can't fathom how we slipped through the governor's net. Tempted fate twice in such a manner would be nothing short of self-destruction. Then perhaps 'tis the time you stepped into the light. Not fully, mind you, but enough to conduct your affairs with less peril. Step into the light? But why, that demands powerful friends and considerable coin. To what purpose? Surely you, a sea captain with your own vessel, don't intend to drop anchor permanently and become a mere tavern supplier. As for connections, my reach extends whereas yours cannot. Regarding finances, the investment should prove modest. And to your last concern, fear not. You'll operate as my agent in these matters. I shall be your shield, and you my steady source. Our arrangement will be lasting and mutually profitable. You gain reliable customer, I secure dependent merchandise. How does such a venture strike you? I was certain this was some elaborate snare, yet in truth your proposition sounds well enticing indeed. Stability, dependability. Never did I imagine such fortune would smile upon me. You have my wholehearted agreement. What quantity do you wish to purchase? Let us first establish your trade on proper footing, then we shall discuss particulars. What quantities of rum and wine presently grace your storeroom? At this very moment, perhaps we should inspect my cellar, where I might provide a precise accounting of my inventory. Odd. Let's see, what treasure lie below? Ah, yes. My current stock consists of precisely 100 bottles of fine rum and 100 bottles of excellent wine. Holy crap. A fair beginning, I should say. Once we've settled your import difficulties, could you maintain such deliveries each month without fail? Most assuredly, Captain. Nay, I could manage thrice, no 4 times this quantity. You'll suffer no delays. I shall maintain ample reserves at all times, ensuring any misfortune can be swiftly overcome without affecting your supply. Name your price for this cargo. I'd consider fair payment 10 doubloons per 10 bottles of wine, 3 doubloons for each 10 bottles of rum. In sum, 130 doubloons for the complete cargo. Very well, I shall parley with the innkeeper and return forthwith. Alright. I'm gonna finish up this quest and then we'll call it for today. I have enough time to do that, I believe.
Stop on by. Best products in the colony. After a dangerous voyage, there's nothing better than a good old welcoming shore.
Man, 17 of them? I wish I had the room.
Succulent food, refreshing beverages, and cozy bed at your service.
Charles Demure. The Sold Salt is always happy to see you in this establishment. Please, sir, have a seat and the girls will take care of you. You haven't forgotten an old wanderer. I'm flattered, my friend. Couple questions, different business. Alright, there we go. Good news, guy. I have exactly what will save your Sorry about that. I have exactly what will save your situation. 100 bottles of excellent wine and 100 bottles of rum. With such a shipment, your customers will once again bathe in rivers of booze. Are you ready to pay up? Reputation check passed. Captain, this is incredible. How did you pull this off? No matter, really. Just tell me, what do you want in exchange for such a luxurious shipment of alcohol? And will everything be in order with the paperwork? Paperwork? Of course, it's all perfectly in order. You're not actually planning to check it, are you? This time, I suppose I'll take your word for it. So how much do you want for the batch? I want 30 doubloons for every 10 bottles of wine and 5 for every 10 bottles of rum. The full batch, 100 bottles of each, will cost you 350 doubloons. Skill check passed. Hold on, Captain. That's daylight robbery. Yes, my situation is desperate, but I won't run my business at a loss. Perhaps I can give you a discount, but that's not all. I want to be your regular supplier. I guarantee smooth and timely deliveries. I'll rent a warehouse in Basseterre, and you'll receive your stock directly from there without delay. There will always be enough alcohol stored to prevent any shortages. Alright, now I keep yawning. With the discount, the price will be 240 doubloons. What do you say? That's still more than I used to pay, but I've learned my lesson. Stability is worth the price. I agree to your terms. But know this, one slip up and I'll find another supplier. I need to understand what I'm paying extra for. And one more thing, how do you plan to handle the authorities? I'll take care of that right now. Once everything's sorted, I'll come back with the goods. Please don't delay, I can't wait to see my customers' mugs filled again. Don't worry, I won't keep you waiting. Alright, so what do I need to do? Time to legitimize his business. Do I talk to Christian again, or do I talk to the governor? How do I legitimize his business? I'm gonna check the governor's house first.
Being a governor of this godforsaken colony is a hell of a job.
I'm not gonna turn in the pirate yet. Let me know, guys. Is it even worth turning in pirates? Alright, so here we go. On Sir, I intend to pursue commercial activity within the town. Specifically, I'm interested in the steady, large-scale trade of spirits. Captain, you were wise to approach me. We are making every effort to combat illicit trade on this island, and I truly welcome upright citizens who seek to establish business through legal channels. So what are the terms and steps required to commence trade? It is rather straightforward. To trade in spirits, you must pay a monthly tax of 100 doubloons to the treasury. Maintain proper records and submit regular activity reports. Once the funds are deposited, you may begin trading in earnest. Cost 100 doubloons per month? Excellent. The terms are entirely reasonable. A local resident by the name of Christian Deluxe shall act on my behalf. I trust that will not pose a problem. As you wish, Captain, but bear in mind, full responsibility for your protege shall rest upon your shoulders. Should he transgress, you shall share in his consequences. Of course, thank you for the clarification, Governor. We shall make the arrangements, and Christian will see to the tax payment. Splendid. I am pleased to see such a diligent approach. I wish you success in your enterprise. Much obligated. I trust your cooperation will benefit the city. Farewell. So not much profit, but it looks like it would be steady. business. How'd it go, Captain? We're able to reach an agreement with the innkeeper. I've done most admirably, Christian. Sorry, guys. I don't think my meds are agreeing with me right now. I'm gonna do my best to finish reading this. So buy this and all future shipments for 240 doubloons. For the first load, I'll pay you the 130 you asked, and keep the rest as my reward. Future profits, however, shall be yours entirely. That's astonishing news, Captain. I never dared dream of such a deal. Thank you. Perhaps you acted too quickly. The governor is well aware. From now on, you'll pay a monthly fee of 100 doubloons and submit proper trade reports. Unbelievable. How'd you manage it, Captain? The governor is a stern man and a fierce enemy of black marketeers. That's just it, Christian. He's against illicit trade, not honest dealings. He heard me out and laid out clear conditions for liquor commerce on the island. You'll be operating under my name now. For any misconduct, I bear the burden as much as you, so don't fail me or I'll hunt you down even in the afterlife. Now we must conclude matters with the innkeeper and then we'll settle the details of our arrangement. Are you ready to take the shipment right now? That'll be 130 doubloons. Yes, here are your doubloons. Much obliged. Take them. 100 bottles of wine, 100 bottles of rum, as promised. My crew shall see to the cargo. In the meantime, I must have a word with the innkeeper.
Succulent food, refreshing beverages, and cozy bed at your service.
On my end, everything is settled and the goods are already on their way at the tavern. Shall we proceed with the payment? Of course, 240 doubloons, just as agreed. There you go. Pleasure doing business with you. Now the tavern will once again overflow with rum and wine. You're my savior, Captain. I will expect similar shipments every 2 weeks. I hope you'll strictly keep your obligations. Another dry spell like that, and my tavern won't survive. No need to worry, guy. My representative is... Okay, so 100 doubloons per month, but shipments every 2 weeks means that he'll make plenty of profit. Christian, I know him. A responsible man, though. Well, never mind. Since you've cleared things up with authorities, I suppose I can trust him. Excellent. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have one more matter to settle in this town. Do visit us more often. I certainly will. The innkeeper is pleased with the tavern, is flowing with rum once more. Christian is satisfied as well. He'll gain a valuable client. Now it's time to consider my share of the profits from this arrangement. To Christian. Alright. So hopefully this is the last bit of conversation. I don't know if my voice will hold out much longer. Charles, you return so swiftly. Tell me, did our arrangement proceed favorably? All transpired most admirably, Christian. The tavern keeper shall require identical shipments twice monthly. Maintain a steady flow of spirits to his establishment, and you shall soon bid farewell to the very notion of want. Captain, 'tis as though Providence itself guides you to my threshold. A veritable miracle has unfolded before me. I scarce dare believe my fortune. By what deed have I merited such benevolence? Words fail to express my gratitude. I, however, can enlighten you, Christian. Each month you shall reserve a select portion of your finest merchandise exclusively for my purchase, offering it to no other buyer. I shall acquire it at your stated rates, 10 doubloons for each 10 bottles of wine, 3 doubloons for each 10 rum. It would be my utmost pleasure, Charles, to set aside merchandise for your exclusive procurement. Upon my honor, I shall never find me wanting. You shall never find me wanting. What quantity shall you require? 50 bottles? 100, perhaps? Name any sum you desire. Such quantities exceed my present requirements. 20 bottles of each shall suffice. Should my needs increase, you shall be promptly informed. Certainly, certainly. And it is settled. 20 bottles of wine, 20 of rum, for 26 doubloons. On the 15th day of each month, your merchandise shall await your collection. I shall welcome your esteemed presence whenever you choose to call, even if merely to exchange pleasantries. Splendid. One final matter requires emphasis, Christian. I have staked my reputation upon your integrity. Fail me not, lest you discover the consequences. What suggestion do you make, Captain? Surely No. I shall never disappoint. All shall be conducted with impeccable propriety upon my very soul, until our paths cross once more. Now, did he already sell me those items? No. I want them because that would actually really help with restocking, because those are things that we ran out of after that, those big fights we had with Blackwood and the other one, the final lesson. I've ended up as the millman in all this a strange feeling. Still, everyone's pleased. The tavern is lively once more. Christian is likely counting the doubloons pouring in, and I now have a dependable rum supplier in the Caribbean. And not once did I have to draw my sword. Incredible. So why is it still in the quest log and not in the other one? Do I have to wait until the 15th before I can make use of that? Nothing to do with the tavern. Have to report it to the governor? No. Alright. I don't know what the next step is on this quest. I figured that would be the last, but it's still in my logbook as an active quest. But I guess I'm going to leave that here then. I've gone over time by quite a bit. So, if you know what the next step is, just please let me know, because I have no clue how to clear this from my active quest log so it goes to my archive or documents. I think this one would just go to archive, right? Anywho, that's gonna be it for today's episode, guys. Appreciate you all for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow. Hopefully feeling a little better. Have a good one, guys.